Hey, what's going on, everyone? New World Order Survival Guy here. Everybody's heard about the big news of Syria collapsing. Two supposed rebels, Syrian rebels. There is a big shit show going on, and that's what I want to get into right now. Yeah, Assad gone. I'll get into that in a second. Assad has been taken over. Bashar al-Assad regime ends in Syria as rebels claim Damascus, the threshold, the stronghold of Syria, has been taken over. So, Assad, who was Syria's president for over 2 decades, inherited the position from his father. Hafez al-Assad has given orders for a peaceful transition of power, according to Russia, a close ally of the regime. So we're going to see about this peaceful power, because I don't think it's going to happen. Matter of fact, I know it's not going to happen. Syria is one huge land grab as we speak. Bashar al-Assad, he was reported dead, hit by surface-to-air missile. But now the reports say he fled to Moscow, Russia, where Vladimir Putin met up with him in Moscow. And there they are. Look at Assad's ugly mug and Vladimir's ugly mug. Look at them shit-eating grins. This is definitely a setup of some sort. This is definitely something going on here, other than what's being reported. So, yeah, and we're about to find out what's going on. But these faces don't look like faces, especially Assad's, that he had to abandon his presidential palace in Damascus, left everything behind. Everything. He had Ferraris. He had so much riches in there. I guess he don't really give a shit, according to that smile, because he's going to continue his wealth in Russia, perhaps. They took over his regime. They are cleaning out his house. Now, let me remind you, not all of these Syrians are happy about this. So, I'm not sure, because of all the false information out there and the smoke screens and stuff like that. Because just like Gaddafi, they said, oh, he was a terrible leader and he tortured his people and stuff like that. But in fact, he did nothing but help his people. And the United States and the United States allies demonized him because he didn't want the U.S. dollar. Because he didn't want to relinquish power of their oil to the globalist. Gaddafi had a huge water aquifer that he supplied fresh, clean water to northern Africa, and the United States came in and bombed the shit out of it. So I don't trust any of these headlines, so to speak. We get Assad was taken over by so-called rebels. What rebels are they talking about? Because they misclass a lot of these headlines and what's really happening. So for that, I'm going to have to wait and see, because I look for the truth. I'm not looking for just repeating headlines and leave it at that. I'm reporting some of the headlines now, but I'm telling you, there's a lot more stuff behind the scenes that's going on here, like there always is. But what's the fact is that Bashar al-Assad, is no longer leading this country. Like I said, he was reported taken out by these so-called rebels, but it surfaced today that no, he escaped to Russia, where he was granted full asylum. Him and his family granted full asylum by Vladimir Putin. Now, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, if I mispronounce that, who gives a shit, which led the assault, which led the assault with the other groups, has historically ties to Al-Qaeda, which Al-Qaeda, we already know, well, maybe some of you know, corrupt organization created by the United States, and is designated as a terrorist organization by the U.S. and UN, the bad guy, the boogeyman. It has recently appeared to renounce more extremist elements. So, I'm going to call it right now and say this ain't the truth. I think these rebels, because the United States and its allies been using these so-called rebels. They did it in many of the wars previously. Libya, Gaddafi, they were saying the same shit about him. Oh, he's gassing his people. And they already tried this with Assad before, too. And when I seen the videos over there from the area at the time, the people were saying no. And they were showing pictures of these so-called rebel missiles, projectiles that were launched over there. They're saying that was their government doing on them, doing that to them. They're saying that he was gassing his own people, but then found out the canisters, they have it on video, the canisters were in fact Israeli and U.S. gas canisters. So I don't buy it. There's something fishy going on. There's no reason why they would have shit-eating grins when it's such a detrimental type event that happened. I'm not going to make any prejudgment. But judging by the history, because I like to learn from the history, there's some bullshit going on. There is definitely some bullshit going on. So, what now? What now for Syria? Well, for the full story, I can't tell you right now. But what I can tell you is that there's definitely a land grab going on. I know Israel is in this land grab. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced the Israel Defense Forces have seized control of a UN-patrolled buffer zone separating the Israeli-occupied part of the Golan Heights and the Syrian-controlled area. Now, I believe it was 1974 when Israel had previously owned, that was part of Israel at that time, when it was took it from them. But I tell you what, there's a lot more countries that's involved with this land grab, because now you have a vulnerable country that the whole government is out of commission, and now you just got some so-called rebels taking it over. This country has too much resources and stuff for it just to be a no man's land and to be taken over by some so-called rebels. Benjamin Yahoo with this shit-eating grin is more than happy to stick his hand in that. You got other countries as well loading up in preparations to go ahead and get some of that land. I imagine the Turks are going to take some of that region. There's going to be a few countries that's going to go ahead and try to dip into it. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the outcome is going to be, because it's, to us people that are not in the inner circle, it's kind of hard to figure out what's going on here all the time. But definitely stay on top of it. I know as of now, after Trump and Biden both said, keep your ass out of that war. Let it happen. Let it play out. And most people will be like, okay, well, cool. Because is it going to be a war crime if we go in there and take out Assad ourselves? Is there some kind of repercussion that we'd face if that happened? So they let these so-called rebels go ahead, take them out, or at least take them out of commission. And now, recent news is showing that U.S. is bombing the shit out of Syria right now. Are they cleaning out the rebels that they let go ahead and take out Assad? Now that Assad's gone, no war crime is necessary. I mean, not that we stop at anything to not commit war crimes, but U.S. is definitely bombing Syria as we speak. Biden will also, he announced, will help rebuild Syria. So spend more of our tax dollars rebuilding a whole country, a good-sized country, completely demolished. I thought it was none of our business. Why are we going to help Syria rebuild? I mean, and not to mention humanitarian aid. I could see a little help with humanitarian aid, maybe. But to rebuild Syria, they're not our friends. Why are we going to help? Why don't Russia rebuild, since that's their ally? Since Russia accompanied Bashar al-Assad and backed their regime, why ain't that their job? Why can't their buddies do it? Why are we going to go and spend, with our broke ass, rebuild a whole freaking country that's been demolished and ransacked for over 13 years? It's freaking asinine, 100%. Leave it to the United States to be responsible for our enemy's demise, which supposedly we had nothing to do with. That doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. They're supposedly bombing ISIS and stuff like that, and all this crap that that supposedly Assad was partners with. But if the rebels took over Syria, then wouldn't they have taken out Al Qaeda? Wouldn't they taken out ISIS? Wouldn't they taken out Hamas and Hezbollah and all that? No, because all these rebels and all these Hamas and everything else, those are all sponsored groups funded by the United States and Israel and other world globalists. I don't buy any of this shit. I don't buy it. It's a crock of shit. It's always a crock of shit. Whatever narrative you hear, you better start looking for the truth. We're going to have to wait and find out how it's going to play out. But I know it's in the works of a new world order. And I know this fits into the category of a new world order. You wait and see. You wait and see. Because it's coming. It's coming. World War III, I'm assuming that's in play. And they're going to play like, oh, good guy, bad guy. But there's definitely more than meets the eye. Like I've said a few times before, real eyes realize real lies. In Russia, Ukraine, Israel, United States, Iran, all these people are corrupt. All these nations are corrupt, been bought and paid for by the globalists. Now it's just playing out. Now it's just playing out. So we're going to see what land's going to be grabbed. I got to do some digging deep to find out what's really going on. I know there's resources. They're just going to strip them. I mean, is Syria going to be a country anymore? Or is just going to be divided amongst other nations? But taking a country's land is huge news. Because this type of stuff don't really happen too much anymore. I mean, this is almost like prehistory type shit. Of course, there's countries that had their land taken by other countries since then. But, I mean, something big is planned, is what I'm saying. Something huge is in the works. There's going to be some serious trouble in 2025. Huge. Huge. Mark my words, huge. They're setting shit up every which way. So when the Trumpster gets in, oh, all hell's going to transpire. Trump's in on it too, man. They're all in on it. So that's basically it. I just want to throw this stuff out there, man. It's going to get out of hand. It's going to get out of hand. Then you got this epidemic, just like Event 201, before the COVID was announced. They organized with these committees, the WHO, Fauci, Bill Gates. They were there and helped orchestrated this outbreak event. And then within a month or two, it happened. Well, they did another one just a few days ago, warning of the new one that's coming out in 2025. I got to watch my lip. I got to be very careful of the words that I use because I'm already in hot water for previously mentioning the orange juice. So they'll take down my channel if I mention it straight up, but you guys know what I'm talking about. This one's a little more sophisticated, as in the issues and sensitivity and stuff like that. Of course, they already are making the juice for it. Anyways, I'll get into that more as that time comes. But just brace yourself, man. This is gonna get crazy. 2025 is gonna be one hell of a year. It's gonna be devastating to our country because one of the prime goal is to take America down with these people. You know, down with the American regime, the great empire of the time period. All empires come crashing down sooner or later. It's coming. It's coming. You have to get prepared. You have to. One way or another, I mean, you have to prepare for everything. I know for a lot of people, there's not much you could do. There's a lot of people that say, oh, well, you know, I'll just put it in God's hand or Jesus' hand or something like that. You can't just lay down. You just can't lay down and let it happen. In my opinion, you can't do that. You got to at least, I mean, prepare and try to live it out. I mean, I guess everybody's different, man, but I'm not laying down. I'm not getting on my knees. Shit. So, anyways, that's really all I got for tonight, man. I just pray for everybody that does the right thing. This is no joke, man. This is really going to crack down on us. The whole world is in peril. And this is a dangerous situation. And I just urge everybody to get prepared best as possible. They're going through a global transition right now. This is the Great Reset. Agenda 2030. New World Order. It's here. It's here. And it's going to come smashing down on us really soon. We're just kind of accustomed to these little quick nip advances over the last few years. So it's basically like a spoon feeding technique. So we have to unite as people. You know, because when we're gone, we're gone. But while we're here, we need to band together because we are all we got. No one else is going to save you. The government's not going to save you. The police are not going to save you. They demonstrated that time in and time out. They don't give a shit about us. I mean, hopefully a lot of these law enforcement officers will wake up and not sit there and follow orders by tyrants, because they're people just like us. When they ain't got that uniform on, who are they? They're one of us. They ain't going to get no special treatment. They're going to be put out there like pawns in harm's way. When you have a country that's in demise and crumbling, and, you know, what these people, you're going to get all kinds of, you know, if there's going to be a civil war, a revolutionary war, whatever, that means all hell's going to break loose. You can't be on that tyrannical side. You have to be with the people that just want their freedom, that just want their country back. They don't want any mischievous shit. They don't want to be the bad guy. That's not what this is about. This is about fighting for our country, our liberties, for a free society. Because we're losing our country right now. And it's about to be gone. So we as citizens of the United States, we the people, have to band together. Not be tricked and conned into this divide and conquer techniques. Because that's put out there by them. And that's how they conquer us. That's how they conquer anybody. When you're weak. When you lay down your arms, you're saying, okay, I'll be your slave. That can't happen. That can't happen. You know, I'm not saying do anything stupid or anything like that yet. I'm not saying do anything stupid, period. But where's the line in the sand for the people? You know, there's got to be a point in time where we say enough is enough. Oh, no. But I don't want to live like a third world country. I don't want to be ruled by tyrants. I don't want my children to grow up in a hostile world, just a complete communist dictatorship. That's what the president right now, these people in the government, they're dictators. We're supposed to have the power, the people. They're supposed to listen to us, but they don't listen to us. When we say something, they just do whatever the fuck they want to do. That's not right. We the people, for the people, by the people, is how this country is supposed to run. Don't let them trick you into thinking, oh no, that's old shit. No, we're the government. But no, you ain't no authority. We're the authority. So they lie and make you think that you have a opinion, make you think you have a vote, your voice counts, and they sit there and lie to you and trick you. And then once they're in position, then they just do whatever the hell they want. Normally they wouldn't do that because that, stuff, that's freaking treason. You used to see in the Constitution what you could do to treasonous leaders. Obviously, that ain't going to stand anymore these days. But They know that. They know that there's no repercussions for them. That's why they do whatever the hell they want to do. Because government don't give a shit about the people. They don't care what we say. We even slightly buck up, then they'll just annihilate us. This is a crazy world we're living in, and it's crazy that over thousands and thousands and thousands of years, we are living in this time. It's pretty nuts. But we're here, so we have to make do, I guess. But, yeah, well, sorry for rambling on too much, but I just had to get some of this shit out of my chest. But thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. If you have some comments to add to it, or would like to say your own piece with what's going on and stuff, go ahead, drop them down in the comments. Yeah, that's about it. New World Order Survival Guy. Catch you on the next one.